Toyota. So we saw some of the tools on the shop floor. And then the next day they took us to Toyota's suppliers, two other suppliers. And at that time we walked on the shop floor, we could see the Kanban moving, we could see the Andons, we could see all these tools being applied. By the third day, or the fourth day rather, we had seen Toyota, we had seen the suppliers, but what do you see? Nuts and bolts and gear levers and metal sheets. And most of the team at that particular point of time felt, this is good for the automobile industry. This is good in an industry where there is a lot of engineering and there is a lot of engineering and machining and special parts like that. So at the end of the fourth day, we were feeling a little down, and we said, maybe there's something here, but we really don't know whether this will work in our industry. Interestingly enough, on the next day, they took us across to see another plant which is about 2 hours or 2.5 hours away from Nagoya. And when we went in through the raw material stores. We walked into the raw material stores, you saw rolls of fabric. And as you took the corner, you saw sewing machines. This plant was manufacturing the seat covers of the Crown and the Corolla. When we saw that, we realized that we can also use the same concept and philosophy for our product, just like the way they were using the same concept and philosophy for seat covers for the Corolla and Crown. So that's when the penny dropped. Until then, I was the only believer. But after that visit, I had 25 people who are now believers. We got back and we established a pilot. And when we did the pilot, we decided that we will do the pilot in the best plant. The plant that was highest efficiency. The plant that was making a product that the customer loved. The plant which was giving the shareholders the best return. And our thinking then was, if we can improve something that is really good and make it even better, nobody can challenge us and say, this does not work. And the results were stunning. The improvement we made on that plant in the 6 months of pilot, or the improvements that the pilot plant made in reducing the cost, in reducing the inventory, in the throughput time from the time we received the goods to the time we delivered the goods to the customer, the improvements were so significant that it convinced me this was something good for us. And so in 2006, we cascaded it to other plants, and over a period of time, we then took the training and the learning to the other plants in our division. In 2007, 2008, 2009, our business went through tremendous pressure because of change in the market conditions during the financial crisis. Business came down, our customers' business volumes came down, our volumes came down significantly. For the first time, we had to sit across the table and tell 3,000 people that we did not have a job for them because we did not have a business. We closed 3 plants, 2 in Sri Lanka and 1 in India, just in order to be able to reduce capacity and control our losses or manage our losses better. But what happened was that during that period, when the group was going through a tough financial time at that particular moment, the work that we had done from 2005 onwards at the shop floor in improving our productivity, in reducing our cost, in reducing our throughput time, like a capillary tube that you put into water and the water keeps rising through the capillary tube. the good work that we were doing and the benefit that was bringing to the shop floor started rising up. And that transformed our business completely. So the point I'm trying to make here is that we actually invested in lean before we needed it. We just saw something that was extremely good, and we realized the value of it and brought it in. And when we were in trouble, when our financials were under pressure, when our business was under pressure, it was this concept, this philosophy, this practice that we introduced at the shop floor that really saved our business. It helped us survive and it helped us stabilize our business. This was in 2009. From 2009 to 2013, we have not only stabilized our business, but we have strengthened our business and we have grown our business. And we grew our business by $500 million during that period, in an environment where the market is still soft. The Western market in Europe and the US isn't growing at the rate it was growing earlier. It is still fairly soft. In that environment, we grew our business by $500 million. And that would not have been possible if we were not internationally competitive, if we were not fast in responding to customers. We did that by reducing our throughput time. We reduced our inventory, we got cash in our hands, which we plowed back into the business. So, seeing this transformation and seeing these changes, I was encouraged when Nike came to us and said to the entire supply chain, the apparel supply chain of Nike, that they would like to establish a innovation training center for the apparel industry. I had seen the NITC in Vietnam. I visited it twice, and so I put my hand up and I said, look, if the other vendors, the other apparel vendors to Nike are comfortable with Sri Lanka being a location for this, I'm prepared to invite you to use the facility we have to establish this. And so we had a vendor conference, a Nike vendor forum in Sri Lanka, and the vendors came and saw the operation, the tier 1 vendors. And all of them, once they saw the facility, approved the facility and said, look, if you set it up, we are prepared to send our people so that they can get trained in lean. So that's how we got started, and as Shri mentioned, Ravi took on the responsibility and did an outstanding job with the support of Nike and resource persons that Nike sent at different stages in order to enhance the program. So I'm really happy to see that this program has been making an impact to the Nike supply chain, initially starting with the apparel supply chain and then subsequently expanding in order to include equipment and also footwear. For me, what we are doing is training people who are at leadership positions in the Nike supply chain to be change agents. To be the change agents who transform their company like the way our company was transformed by those who went through the training at MAS, either by visiting Japan or by going through the NOS training program, and through the consultants that we brought in. For me, that transformation enhanced our knowledge of manufacturing. We are now seen, as a result of what we have done, as thought leaders in the application of lean in the apparel industry. And what we are doing through this institute, in association with Nike, is sharing that knowledge and that experience with the supply chain. When I interacted with all of you, you said you enjoyed the program, and we've designed the program in such a way that we give you an opportunity to see the country over the weekend. For me and for all of us, that was also an important part. We wanted you to appreciate and value the beauty of this country and also experience the culture of Sri Lanka and Sri Lankans and the warm hospitality that is very traditional in our part of the world, and especially in Sri Lanka. Happy to be here today, this final event of your 3-month program. And I'd like to take the opportunity to wish you all the best as change agents to go out there and transform your companies like the way those who went through the training program of Lean at MAS completely transformed Lean and made it a strong, robust, successful, internationally competitive company. Thank you very much.